Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's Friday, and that means best of one. Going to be playing some Elves in Historic. Before I talk about the deck, the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much for doing that. And information about the deck list and timestamps are in the description, as always. So no fancy intro for this one today, because it's Elves. I think most of you are pretty familiar with the deck. Just going to spend a minute or two going from left to right and talking about some of the cards in the deck. So, of course, we're playing 4 Llanowar Elves and 4 Jeskai Sentinels. These are our 1 CMC ramp creature spells. Next, we have 4 Elvish Clan Callers, 1 Imperious Perfect, and 4 Elvish Archdruids. These are the 9 Lords of the deck. Each one of them is going to give +1/+1 to other Elves we control, and then each one of them also has a special ability. For 6, the Elvish Clan Caller can go and get other Elvish Clan Callers from the deck and put them onto the battlefield. The Imperious Perfect can create 1/1 tokens for us, and then the Elvish Archdruid, the most powerful of our lords, is going to add green for each elf we control. This can very quickly generate 5, 6, 7 mana from nowhere and very consistently. Next, we are playing a bunch of creature token generators. The Dwynen Elite is a 2/2 for 2 that when it enters the battlefield will create a 1/1 token for us if we control another elf. And then the Elvish War Master is quite similar, 2/2 for 2, but it says whenever one or more elves enter the battlefield under our control, create a 1/1 token. This can only trigger once each turn. Still, it's going to generate a ton of value for us. Next, it also has an activated ability for 7 elves we control get +2/+2 and Death Touch until the end of turn. Pretty good little pump. Speaking of pumps, we are playing 4 Allosaurus Shepherds at 1/1 for 1. That does a lot of other things. It can't be countered, and then if we control it on the field, green spells you control can't be countered. We're playing a mono green deck, so that's pretty sweet. And then it has a great pump ability for 6 until the end of turn. Each elf creature you control has base power and toughness of 5/5 and become dinosaurs in addition to the other creature type. So we're going to be turning all of our elves into dinosaur elves. They're going to be 5/5s, and then if we have a lord on the field, they'll be 6/6s, two lords, 7/7s, and so forth. Next, the only non-elf in the deck is Craterhoof Behemoth, just a 1/of. It's an 8 CMC big boy. It says when Craterhoof Behemoth enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Often we're going to have 6, 7, 8 creatures on the field. If this lands, it's game over. And then 2 Fierce Empaths, just a 1/1 for 3, but this is going to be able to fetch our Craterhoof Behemoth so we can play it probably that turn or on the following turn. Our non-creature spells in the deck are 2 Growing Rights of Itlimoc. When this enters the field, we can look at the top 4 cards of our library, put one of those cards that's a creature into our hand, and then at the end step, if we control 4 or more creatures, we can transform Growing Rights into the Cradle of Sun, which will add green for each creature we control. And then, of course, we're playing 4 Collected Companies, because why wouldn't we play 4 Collected Companies when all of these are lower than 3 CMC and very impactful? For our lands, pretty simple. 1 Faceless Haven, which is technically an elf, and then 17 Snow-Covered Forests to support the Faceless Haven. And then Castle Garenbrig, the most important land in the deck. It just taps for green and will come in untapped most of the time. And then it has a great activated ability for 4. Add 6 green mana to our pool. Spend this mana to only cast creature spells, which most of the time that's what we're doing, or activate abilities of creatures. Well, conveniently, this lines up pretty well with our Allosaurus Shepherd. So look forward to seeing that a couple of times throughout this video, I'm sure. So that's the deck. Looks pretty simple. Let's try it out and hope to take some wins. See you in the games. All right, so time for some Elves in Historic. Never thought I'd see the day. Actually, I knew this day was coming. What am I saying? Opening hand looks good. Have 1 Lord, have a creature generator, and Into the Mirror. That's fun. That's the appropriate way to start this off, right? Of course, playing best of 1, probably going to run into Elves 50% of the time. Well, no block, they get in for 1. Next turn we can go out with this and then follow that up with the Shepherd. Generate another baby, and well, next turn can put out either 2 Clan Callers or an Elite plus a Clan Caller. We'll see. Marwyn, a creature that's absent from my deck. For some reason it's not working. I don't know. I want to right-click on these, but did they change something? I can't bring it up over on the right side. So, I think I would prefer just putting out the elite this turn, putting out a clan caller. And do I want to attack? I think so. Do I want to trade the shepherd? Because I have another shepherd back. It might be kind of good to take something out. Yeah, we'll just send one token. And then maybe next turn with the Elvish Clan Caller hitting the field, things can get crazy. Also, if I do find a Castle Garenbrig with the Allosaurus Shepherd, I think it'll be pretty much game over. Unless they have a bonkers turn here, which they very much could have with the Marwyn out. Collected Company's pretty good. They're going to generate... wow, Marwyn's going to get huge now. Okay. They can actually pump up the team. No, they can't. They're one. No, they can pump up the team because, I mean, that taps for 6. I thought it tapped for 5. No, it's just her overall power, which means I can't really attack into them now because, well, obviously, Growing Right is pretty good though. That will flip at the end of turn. Sure. Grab that, and I guess I'll put out a second Allosaurus Shepherd. Having the clan color on the field is going to be quite the advantage, I think. But Marwyn's generating so much mana that I'm not sure I'll be able to overcome that. We'll see. The elite, not the most threatening. I mean, it's pretty threatening when they do that. You know, that happens. Marwyn becomes a 10-10 very quickly. As long as this last card's a dead card. Just gotta hope they have nothing. We have one lord. They don't have any lords yet, so that's quite fortunate. If they attack into us, that'll be real bad for them. Hopefully they don't know what Itlamok does. Okay, they do. So I'm going to create 10 mana. Go and find a clan caller. Okay, nothing else I can do. Well, that's not great, but have another clan caller. Is it time to attack, or is that next turn? Maybe it's next turn. Yeah. Just put out the other sentinel. Get it on the field. We can, or I can go and get my last clan caller, and then next turn, the pump is going to be huge. Although their pump is huge too because Marwyn. So as long as they don't hit something huge here. The mirror is weird. I don't know how to really play through it. Another Marwyn? So are they just conceding? I think they might be. Oh, they're pumping her up. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I guess they create 2 tokens. That's okay. Okay. Ooh. All right. Well, time for some fireworks, I think. I don't know how it's going to work out. Oh. Well, let's go see. Maybe we hit the crater hoof. No, but Elvish Archdruid. Yes, please. So 17 mana. We actually have. I have. The pumps don't matter. They kind of matter because I do have a pump with this, so I can pump here, and then I can pump here. This is outrageous, right? And they have 1 pump as well, but that's not a big deal. They're tapping Marwyn to do that now? Wow. And they'll do the shepherd. So we have death touch creatures. What do they have? One, two. Well, they didn't. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, plus 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 blockers. So I can send in 8, 9, 10, 11. Send in like that. They're going to lose the majority of their board. I'm going to lose the majority of my board, but I think it's probably okay. Or do I just send everything? 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have a total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17. So 4 getting through. I just send everything. No, everything goes. Okay. Excuse that. I'm not used to playing Elves and all the little math that has to go on, but enough blockers are getting through. We got this. Almost had another clip for my misplay video right off the bat. Misplays V2, right? How to mess up Elves. Oh, I must have miscounted somewhere because I think... How many are getting through? Only 3 are getting through? That's enough. Oh no, 4 did get through, okay. The Llanowar Elf, sneaky boy. Good way to start. Next one. Alright, match 2 with Elves. And while I'm going into match 2, I got a question for you. So I have been trying to play different decks pretty consistently, but I would like to go back and revisit older decks. How do you feel about that? If I, go back and play more Gruul Burn, make videos of that, I think it's going to be really hard to keep continuously making fresh videos, fresh decks, mostly because I can't spend enough time learning the deck, and, well, it's kind of going to be expensive eventually. Do I want to go out with the Clan Caller first, or the War Master? Not Clan Caller, sorry, the Elite or the War Master. I think probably the War Master. Attack for 1. So yeah, what's your opinion? I know probably seeing new decks is neat. I like seeing new decks as well, but going back and revisiting some stuff could be important. So kind of glad the opponent hit the Declaration in Stone early. They also missed their land. If they were saving it for some elf tokens later, they could have hit quite a bit of value. I think I will go out with the other War Master though, and then also Allosorb Shepherd. And then I think I got a lethal attack on board. Not quite. Need 1 more mana. Never mind. I was saying if I hit another forest, I can activate Garenbrig, but you need 5 mana technically. The Garenbrig plus 4 other untapped sources. Well, I guess it's Growing Rights maybe, because it's gonna likely flip unless they have a removal spell. Hit really well. Let's grab the Clan Caller. Attack for 5. And now I'm in business, especially with them stuck at 2 mana, unfortunately. Although if they have a board wipe, no. Okay, a little bit of a quick one, but hey, that's what happens. Next one. Speaking of deck lists and decks, if you have recommendations, let me know. I'll try to play some. I did get one recommendation for a Super Friends deck, but I'm not sure I can bring myself to do that. Maybe eventually, but I kind of explained in the comment that Planeswalkers are not my forte, that's for sure. And maybe I'll get to a point where I try them out, but it'll take some time. But if you have other deck recommendations, do let me know. Opening hand looks pretty bonkers with Llanowar Elf. I can go into turn 2 Elvish Archdruid. Okay, sure. I really like to know what's going on. I like doing the right click, but it's not working. It usually brings up it over, the card over here. Yeah. So against Jeskai again. A little bit scared of what they can do here. So let's put out the Allosaur Shepherd. I can actually, so I'm going to generate 3 mana with this. I can actually activate Garenbrig and pump with the Allosaur Shepherd. So what I'm thinking is if they have a Lightning Helix, I could blanket, protecting my team, but I'm also not really moving forward. I could just spew out my hand, which is maybe not the worst thing to do right now. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so pretty threatening. I don't know what they're going to do on turn 3. They can't have a Doom Foretold. Not Doom Foretold, Doomscar. They could have a Lightning Helix for the Elvish Clancaller and then another Lightning Helix for the Elvish Archdruid, but I still think they're in pretty bad shape. Okay, Brazen Borrower. It's pretty good there because it's going to cut off some of my mana. Still, with the 2 Llanowar Elves and the Castle Garenbrig, Okay. Well, I did not see that coming. Oops. The opponent gives me the oops. Yeah. So one thing, I'm not used to playing best of 1. I don't know what people are playing main board. And I guess people are main boarding Anger of the Gods. The opponent, thankfully, having a way to bounce something and then get all of my creatures down below that 3 power toughness or 3 toughness threshold. Good on you. No need to be rude, though. Right? Well, let's tickle Narset. I'm in trouble, though. Basically need to find a collected company here, or I think I'm donezo. But probably had this coming. You know, the first 2 matches went very well in my favor, and yeah. Eventually, opponents have to have proper answers. Interesting that they'd hit the Sentinel. They might have other removal. I don't draw, so I'm not too worried about Narset. They could have memory, commit to memory, and that would suck, but I mean, my hand's already basically empty, so I don't think I have to worry about that too much. Creating a 1/1, sure thing. Alright, holding the forest. I don't know why, but doing it anyways. Expressive Iteration, sure. So it's been a while since I asked, what are you playing in Historic? Are you still playing Historic? After the Time Warp ban, I'm sure things changed quite a bit, but it just kind of seems like Jeskai and Phoenix are the big bads. I've been very busy in my personal life, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to mess around. I'm a little bit worried of a second Shark Typhoon here, so I'm just going to attack with the Sentinel. Justice Strike. Alright, well, give the opponent the old hearts. So developing a bit of a board, but kind of die to another Anger of the Gods if they have it. If they have Wrath of God, I'm sure it's in their deck somewhere. Kind of, I think, at the mercy of the opponent's deck at this point, right? When you're playing Elves, what can you really do? You just throw them all out and hope for the best. Well, they got nothing really. Sure. Absorb. Okay, 3 mana open, so I'm not too scared of Shark Typhoon, not scared of Settle the Wreckage. They could flash out the Brazen Borrower, but it can't block anything. So I think I'm probably getting in for 9 here. Containment Priest. Oh, wow. Things you don't expect, right? Containment Priest. If a non-toker creature you control... I guess Phoenix is gaining enough popularity to justify that. I feel like Shark Typhoon is imminent here, but we'll swing into it. No Shark Typhoon, okay. Well, another elite. And absorb. Well, we got in 1 damage this turn. You got it. Okay, play with the land, and I guess miracle time. I kind of need the opponent to disconnect to win at this point, I think. Otherwise, they have a bit of a clock. No value elite. Love doing that. Sure. Well, may as well play out the forest just in case I get up to a Crater Hoof at some point. All right, well, 5-turn clock. Let's attack first. 4 timeouts. I don't think I've ever seen 4 timeouts. I wonder if there was an update that I missed at some point. I still don't understand what's going on with this expressive iteration. It's been bothering me for like 3 weeks now, I feel like. Okay. Well, with the War Master out, I now have access to 7 mana, and I can actually pump up the War Master. It's not the worst use of my mana. Maybe the opponent doesn't realize I have access to that now. Teferi, sure.
If you show remorse, hurry.
And they're going for the draw, not bouncing the War Master, so they'll have 6 mana open though. Surely they've drawn something, right? All right. I'm attacking. A settle would be pretty bonkers right now, right? That would be fun. You know, sometimes I'm glad I open my mouth because it kind of makes for a funny little moment. Sometimes it hurts my heart that I've opened my mouth, though. Alright, gonna see one more draw, and it's a forest. Alright, give the opponent the old hearts, and what can we do? Next one. Alright, match 4. Hopefully no more Jeskai. I prefer that. So get a little bit more interesting opponent, hopefully. And I'm playing Elves, so I can't really complain. Oh, it's Elves. So so far, 2 Elves and 2 Jeskai opponents. Nice, the opponent says. I got a prettier elf, though, so Oh. No, they have the prettier elf. I suppose it's War Master into Sentinel. Get a little bit of a board going, and then I can go double clan color next turn. Maybe swing if they leave the board a little bit open. Still not a huge amount of damage going in, but something. Okay. Darn, yeah. So now they have access to 5 mana. Turn 2, 5 mana. No, turn 3, 5 mana. It's pretty awesome. You know what I haven't seen? I don't think I've seen a single collected company, right? Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, ordering there for the opponent. So, gonna get... No, it's not really a standstill. I think I just lose here because they have access to the Allosaurus Shepherd pump and also the Elvish War Master pump. How much mana do they have? 7. They can put some of that into the Karen Brig. They have the Collected Company. Only hit an elf, though. Llanowar elf. So, that's not great. Come on, Crater Hoof Behemoth. No. So I'm a little bit short on mana to activate, 1 short on mana to activate the Garen Brig to be able to go get my 4th Clan Caller, unfortunately. They, however, have mana in spades and can go get another one if they want. They could also pump up with the Allosaurus Shepherd. I think that's what I would be doing. Yeah. And now I'm probably just dead. I'm going to try to mitigate as much damage as I can here. But I think still 5 are getting in. I have to put everything in front of it, and yeah, I'm just toast, right? What's unblocked? So I'm not dead in this board state, but I'm losing everything except the... I think probably I want to lose that more than I want to lose the Clan Caller. It's kind of... You know, it's not really a thing, is it? Doesn't matter right now. Did I double block something? Oh, I did double block something. Oops. Oops. Still, they got 3 blockers back. Just want to see what I draw. Okie doke. Give him the hearts. Go on to the next one. Okay. Match 5. Looking for something that's not Jeskai and not Elves. That might be a tall order in Best of 1. I think I keep this because I have a turn 3 Collected Company. If I hit well on that, I can use the Empath to maybe find the Behemoth to maybe make something really cool work. So, Sentinel away. Elite to follow it up. And we're against something different. It is a Lurrus deck. So, maybe Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Alright, so things get a little worse for me. Still, turn 4 Collected Company is not the worst, especially on the play. Lazav. I'm going to read this one. So it enters the battlefield, surveil, and then you can pay X. It becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with mana value X, except it is Lazav in addition. So, they don't have anything yet. Guess I'll play out the Clan Caller. No point in attacking. And then next turn, Collected Company. Hope for the best. Opponent taking a little bit of damage, so that's kind of cool. That's less cool. Well, I guess it's 100% the Empath. No point in holding onto that. Main phase, Collected Company, I think. See what I hit. Maybe I'll be able to push damage in. Yep. Okay. Should have double checked the graveyard. So they can make Orzhov into Grixis. That's pretty neat. I wonder if this card is a little bit underappreciated. I know it pops up once in a while, and usually when my opponents are playing it, it's pretty terrifying. So, yeah. Oh, they choose not to pump, though. Maybe they just want to... I was thinking they were going to put out the... Maybe they were thinking they could put out the Grixis, but they'd only have 2 other cards in the graveyard. What else could they do at instant speed? I'm scared. Little bit scared. I think I'm going to attack with just these 2. They must have some kind of removal spells. Sure. Well, that is... quite the removal. I think I'd rather go wide, mostly because I'm thinking if I draw Castle Garenbrig, I can pump with the Allosaurus Shepherd. If I draw a Lord, having a wider board will be better. They have the Orzhov to attack. They can make it into a Grixis. They do, which is a pretty good blocker. No? Okay. So, take that. Well, so I can pump and win. That's neat. Cool. Satisfying one. Next one. Alright, match 6. Last one was fun. Hey, guess what? We found the collected companies. Is this a risky keep? Like, this could be bonkers if the opponent doesn't have any interaction. They are playing a Lurrus deck, though, which makes me think Fatal Push and everything else. I'm going to try it. I'm going to get greedy. Even if they kill the Archdruid, I probably will still have the Llanowar Elf. I draw another land, and, well, maybe turn 3 Collected Company is not that unrealistic. They are mulliganing. Maybe they're on auras. So it's going to be a bit of a race. I don't have any removal, so they have free reign to basically do whatever they want. But if I can chain turn 3, turn 4, turn 5 collected companies, then that's going to be pretty nutty. Pretty nutty. If they kill the Llanowar Elf here, that's worst case scenario. Talking again, right? The opponents, they can hear me. Could you imagine playing in paper again? And the person's been playing, because of COVID, the person's been playing online for the last 18 months, and they start narrating everything, and they're just in that frame of mind, and they're sitting there across from their opponent, and hopefully he doesn't kill my Llanowar Elf. It's so stupid, but I like the image of it. In big trouble here, by the way. Turn 4 collected company coming up, but the opponent going first, obviously having removal and then some pretty good pump spells for their Eidolon of Hate, I think, kind of seals this one for the opponent. Yeah. All right. Sure thing. At least it doesn't fly, so I can block it, making me think I should probably do Collected Company now. And then, yeah. Okay. What were those other hits? Well, that sucked. Opponent's gonna be a 45 life minimum this turn. Gonna be down. Oh, okay, so they can just win here. Pro green, And that is all she wrote. At least it was a fast one. Give the opponent the old hearts. Okie doke. Next one. Alright, match 7. At least starting to see a little bit of variety. I think it was a Sultai list before that, and then Orzhov auras. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Play out the Sentinel next turn. Shepherd. Probably double Shepherd. Ooh, Boros. That's cool. And then hopefully this Growing Right hits a creature. Then I can hopefully play out the creature and then flip the Growing Right and then Allosaurus Shepherd everybody. Yep, that's still going to be the plan, even though they put something over on the side, making me think it's a Doomscar. So we'll get him for 1 this turn, but I will flip the Growing Right. So I have access to 4 mana. Currently, I can't pump the team. It's irrelevant against a Doomscar if that is the case, but if it's okay, things are maybe okay. I can't kill them this turn. So what's the best way to do this? I would like to play out the War Master and the Archdruid. That might be over. Like, if this is a Doomscar, like, what else would this deck be playing? They did miss the land. I could, like, say, hey, you gotta draw the land. I could also just hit them for 15, which is not, like, the worst situation. And then you know what? I think that's probably best. Hit them for 15. Then I have some recovery if that is, in fact, a Doomscar. If it's not a Doomscar, they're going to have to do a lot of work to stop. Okay. Cool. Really curious what the opponent was playing. Because Foretold cards in that kind of shell is neat. So, anyways, next one. Alright, last match in this video. Currently 4-3. I would love to end 5-3, but I think a lot of the time when I play these best of 1 decks, what was I gonna say there? It ends up being 4-4. Keep this one though; it's a good opening. Turn 2 Elvish Archdruid is like the goal in this deck, I think. Okay, opponent, yeah, giving us a chance. So that's gonna go out next turn. A land would be really sweet. Blinkmoth Nexus for the opponent. Oh, wait, it's gonna happen. So I could put out the Elvish Clan Caller, but I think I'd rather set up for the Collected Company. Do that. Do I want to put out the Allosaurus Shepherd? Like, is it that valuable? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's see what the opponent's follow-up is. Taking 3 damage, nice. It scared me for a little bit there because I was thinking, Sweltering Suns. All right. So I have enough to. Could I pump it? No, I'm a little bit short. So I think the best thing to do is probably just Collected Company. Try to hit a couple of lords. That's one, and it's not a lord, but may as well be. And then next turn, Elvish Clan Caller, and that will probably be lethal if they don't have a Sweltering Suns or an Anger of the Gods here. Kind of putting all the chips on the table, as elves do, I suppose. I think I'm having more fun with this deck than I did with the elf deck. The Goblin deck. I wonder if he slow rolled that on me. They slow rolled that on me, I should say. The Goblin deck is fun, but it's so, like, Muxus dependent. And I think I enjoy this deck a little bit more. But Muxus is just like, you play it, you win. Whereas there's a little bit of setup with this deck. And, you know, obviously we're soft to Anger of the Gods. That's the second time a turn 3, turn 4 Anger of the Gods has happened, so... Did I come back in that game, though? No. That was the game against Jeskai that I lost. I have a little notepad with everything there. So, Glorybringer, this is just big Boros, and yeah, now I'm in trouble. Now I'm in trouble. I was in trouble when the Anger of the Gods hit. Oh, man. Collected Company's so good, but not happening. Okay, well, things are kind of working out for the opponent. They either very wisely bluffed that Anger of the Gods on turn 3. You know, they put out the Shadow Skull, paid 3 for it, and then didn't play that, and then saved it for turn 4, or they top decked it. I don't know. Who's to say what happened? And then the Collected Company being a turn behind, getting hit by the Spellbinder. I think this is bad. You know what? You know why this is happening? This is happening because I said I'm probably going to go 4-4 in this little video, and the game is complying with that. Well, that's not going to be good enough. I'll put it out, let the opponent have their fun, but I think we're basically dead here. They're going to get in probably for 7. They can kill the Elvish Archdruid, more than likely. Ooh, Showdown. Oh. They must have exiled that before last turn. So the Elite Spellbinder, no target for it, but good enough. And they can actually activate the Blink Moth because they have the Mind Stone. Get in for 8. And see what the next draw is. Collected Company. I can cast it. Hey, not bad. I don't know why I'm doing this. Give the opponent the old hearts, and we concede. Go to a bit of a wrap-up. Alright, so ended up 4-4 with Elves, and as I was saying in that last game, kind of having a lot more fun with this Elf deck than I did with the Goblin deck. The Goblin deck is obviously crazy because of Muxus, but this deck I think has just a few more moving pieces that make it slightly more interesting. It's still a pretty shallow deck overall, but it's alright. I also like this version of the deck playing 2 Growing Rights. This card overperformed every time it was in my hand. I felt like it was doing big things for me. And then I didn't really get to see the Furious Empath do much, but I like the idea of it in the deck. So anyways, that's Elves. Let me know what you think about the deck. And if you are playing Elves, anything I did wrong, all that good stuff in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end of the video if you're still here. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.